He came here about 8:30 on the night of April 14th. The play had already begun. And when he entered the theater and went to the second floor and walked to his presidential box, the audience noticed that he had arrived. The actors saw him, so they stopped performing the play. The orchestra conductor played Hail to the Chief, and over 1,800 people in this theater began cheering wildly. And it was really Lincoln's greatest moment. He had done it. He had won the Civil War, he had kept the Union together, and he had freed the slaves. And he came here without an entourage, without armed guards, and he stood in that box and looked at the audience and removed his hat, and he bowed to them. I'm James Swanson. I'm a historian and writer. Ever since I can remember, I've been looking at things about Abraham Lincoln. And so over the years, I've acquired Lincoln autographs, sculptures, paintings, a lock of his hair cut from his head after he died in Washington, D.C. I have a piece of the dress that actress Laura Keene wore the night Lincoln was shot, when she cradled his head in her lap and his blood stained the dress. He got a drink next door at a saloon, came through the back door, checked things out, and then went outside, waited a little while and came back. He was waiting for a moment in the play when one actor would be on stage and speak a funny line and cause the audience to laugh loudly. So Booth came back to the theater around 10 o'clock at night, came through the same door as Lincoln did, went upstairs, walked along the back wall, and then took the path leading to that box. And he walked in, and he took a single-shot pistol. He had one chance to kill Lincoln with a single-shot muzzle-loading pistol, and he also had a knife. So he walked into the theater box, walked right behind the president, aimed his pistol at the back of his head. He was probably no more than 6 inches away, and shot Lincoln through the back of the head. Booth dropped to the stage. He was a great athlete. That was not much of a jump for him at all. That was less than 12 feet. But he didn't wear a disguise. He didn't hide his face. He claimed center stage. He paused, thrust his chest into the air, and said, "The South is avenged. Sic semper tyrannis," which is the state motto of Virginia, which means "thus always to tyrants." And then he ran to the wings, but before he disappeared, a few people sitting in the front heard him say to himself in exultation, "I have done it." Lincoln's body was taken across the street to a private home where he was laid on a bed, treated by the doctors. It was hopeless. He never regained consciousness. He had suffered a catastrophic brain injury, and he died at 7:22 the next morning. Above all else, he must be honored on these days of April 14th and April 15th. He was a great American and a great president, and we should pause to remember him and remember what he gave his life for. That's the first thing we should do. Whatever else we say, in this busy world where many things are forgotten from history, we should stop and think and remember Abraham Lincoln on the day of his assassination.